Hello, distance learners. Good to see all of you. Hey, that brings up something. We're going to have a little bit of a change of plans for Thursday's lesson. Let me talk through Wednesday's lesson first. We're working on a section of study called the Confederation Era, those 8 years right after the American Revolution. But America's an independent country, but we really don't know how to be an independent country. Things aren't going well in a lot of ways. So let me show you what we're doing for today, where we're going to actually be kind of focusing on some good things still. You're going to click on September 28th through October 2nd. Of course, you're probably already past this stage if you're watching this video. Monday, we were introduced to the Confederation years. We learned that we didn't want to make a government for ourselves that was too strong like the British had. We wound up making one that was too weak, that isn't going to be able to solve our problems. So tomorrow, we'll learn some about that, but actually more on Friday, because I'll tell you about tomorrow here in a little bit. Tuesday, we studied the Northwest Territory. A good thing about the Confederation years, and there aren't many good things, so we got to emphasize the good. The Americans were able to move west of the Appalachian Mountains and buy land in the current states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and part of Minnesota. So you learned about that some yesterday on Tuesday the 29th. This Ed Puzzle video wasn't great. This intro video had some problems too. YouTube has changed some of its parameters, and we're just figuring that out. So this will be part of Thursday's thing. Is I'll give you a second shot at those because they didn't go that great on Tuesday. Now today, Wednesday, you're going to go to Philadelphia on a field trip. I wish I was going with you. You're already watching today's intro video right here. And some of you have already started this, so this is good. You can open this sheet about the Betsy Ross house. When you do, it's a Google Doc, and you'll fill that out as you watch the Betsy Ross house or as you tour the Betsy Ross house online. You're going to do the same with the Liberty Bell. You open the sheet where there are some questions. You open the Liberty Bell website, and you go ahead and answer those questions while you're touring the Liberty Bell. One thing I want you to notice about this, when you first open this website, depending on how your ad blockers are on or off, you might get what appears to be a blank screen. Oops, and there comes an ad right now. Okay, so it appears to be a blank screen. It's not really. If you see that, just go ahead and scroll down the page until you find the actual information about the Liberty Bell. All right, so that's what you're doing today with your field trip. Now, tomorrow, on Thursday the 24th, change of plans. We are going to actually have a kind of a class in person, kind of. So on Thursday, this will look a little different, but you're going to meet with me via Zoom at 12 noon. Yes, high noon, 12 noon. I know some of you are used to getting up and getting your work done right away. Well, today, American Cultures is going to be kind of a live class held at 12 noon. At that time, I'm going to introduce you to a historical fiction trade book that we're going to read together and do some activities with and learn about. The book is called Fever 1793. It's about the yellow fever epidemic that sweeps through the city of Philadelphia in 1793, wipes out a lot of people. Now, in some ways, it's a very tragic and sad book, and in some ways, it's kind of heroic as well. When we read this, we'll see there are a lot of parallels to our culture today with COVID-19, where COVID-19 virus has swept around the world, wiped out a lot of people. Interestingly enough, not that many people in Africa have suffered from it, but other continents have, well, populated continents. Antarctica doesn't count as a populated continent. So a lot of the world has really struggled with COVID, just like the city of Philadelphia struggled with yellow fever in 1793. So we're going to meet kind of as a class that day. So we're not actually going to be doing problems of the Confederation years. We're going to be doing an introduction to your trade book. And I'll show you how you do that, what you're responsible for. Our trade book in American Cultures is a lot different than what you might do in language arts, where you're reading a book to learn about plot and character development and different literary techniques and styles. In American Cultures, it's more about culture. How do people live? What did they eat? What did they wear? How did they get around? How did they be transported? What kind of jobs did people have? How did people live their lives? So that's what we're focused on in American cultures. And we'll read Fever 1793 to learn a lot about culture, probably more than you can learn by listening to me yap on a video or from Ed Puzzle videos or things like that. So we'll read the book Fever 1793. I'll introduce that to you at noon on Thursday, and the link will be right here where it says it'll say about join Mr. Clark's Zoom meeting right now. Okay, so be a great idea, really smart idea for you to not wait until 12 noon to try to get into this meeting. Maybe start 11:50, 11:55. I'll have it open and you can join me. We did have a little bit of trouble with our electronics this week at school. The internet has been mostly on, so we just have to hope it's on at the time we need to have this meeting. Because if it doesn't, well, I can't do a lot about that. So we'll have to reschedule if it doesn't work. All right, so that's what we're doing on Thursday. You'll be looking for the link here to hear about Fever 1793. All right, that's where we are for today's work on our field trip to Philadelphia, and tomorrow when you Zoom with me at 12 noon. What time? Raise your hand if you know what time. Yes, I see all those hands. 12 noon. Very good. See you then.